All right, and we are back here on the GSMC football podcast. And for the final part of the show, we are going to now get into talking about my top five teams after week 6. So I know last week, of course, didn't get to do the power rankings because I was out, but we're back doing them again. So let's get into the top 5 here. So, first got to change some things here. Let's get the right things up. So, at the number 5 spot, I got the Houston Texans. Won by a few scores against the Patriots. The Patriots kind of hung around a little bit, but there was never really, any point during that game where I thought that the Patriots were going to come back and, pull off a massive upset. Now, I did say I was kind of leaning towards taking the Patriots earlier in the week last week because I didn't know Joe Mixon was going to play, and there was no Nico Collins already. So I was kind of like, and the Texans don't cover big spreads. But then when Mixon was going to play, and I was like, rookie quarterback, Texans got a good defense. Probably should take the Texans. And, made the right call there. And didn't try to get too cute. But, the Texans, Joe Mixon ran the football well. C.J. Stroud played well. Did throw a pick. But, hit Tank Dell, hit Stephon Diggs. Defense, got to Drake May, created turnovers. This team is good. And once you get Nico Collins back, you're going to be fully healthy. And they'll be ready to roll. Though I want to see, we saw how they played against the Vikings. But I want to see this team go up against the Ravens and the Chiefs. We did see them beat the Bills a couple weeks ago, but that was a close game. The Bills, tied the game at one point. So, they did beat the Bills. But I want to see how do they match up against the Ravens and the Chiefs, because those are the two best teams in the AFC right now. How do they stack up against those two teams? That's what I want to see. But this is a very good team. It's got a ton of talent on both sides of the ball. And they're 5-1, and they're running away with their division. So I got them at 5. At number 4, I still have the Lions. They absolutely dismantled the Cowboys on Sunday on both sides of the ball. They ran the football effectively like they do. They got 2 very good running backs, and they gave David Montgomery a new contract. But between him and Jahmyr Gibbs, they're one of the best running back duos in the NFL. And then, you see how Jared Goff has been playing in recent weeks. He's really gotten it going. Jameson Williams, we talked about him a lot. I don't know about a lot, but we talked about him in the offseason and how, the Lions are looking at him to be that next guy that steps up and becomes that true number 2 wide receiver in this offense. And so far this year, he has delivered. He's been making plays. And of course you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who of course is one of the best receivers in the NFL. Sam Laporta, had that long touchdown reception the other day. So the offense has gotten it going. And it's going to continue to have to do that because on the defensive side of the ball, they have played a lot better. But now, you lose your best player in Aiden Hutchinson. And that is a tremendous loss. So how are they going to make that up? Now, I saw that clip of Adam Schefter on the Pat McAfee show, and, they were talking about the possibility of, a defensive end from Las Vegas being available. And now, who knows if that's going to happen, if the Lions ended up getting Max Crosby. But if they did, that would be great. Because he would replace Aiden Hutchinson. And solve that problem. But we'll see what happens. But right now, the Lions, I still got them at 4. I mean, you could probably put them a little bit higher, but after this week, let's see what they do against a team that I have ranked out of them right now. And if it ends up going the Lions' way, you could definitely see the Lions being ranked higher next week. But I got them at 4. 3, I got the Ravens. Another solid win for them. Derrick Henry continues to run the football effectively. Lamar Jackson's playing well. I still worry about the defense a little bit. But, they did what they were supposed to do on Sunday. They beat a good Commanders team. You saw Mark Andrews score a touchdown, which was nice to see. Zay Flowers had a good game. So, the Raiders are another Raiders. The Ravens are another team that I would like to see maybe try to go out and add another playmaker to this offense. Particularly a pass catcher. But the way the offense is right now, I mean, it's one of the best offenses in the league, and it runs through Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. And Derrick Henry, I mean, he has been the pickup of the offseason. And look, I know that he wanted to go to Dallas, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think Derrick Henry's helping out Dallas because, I mean, I think he does, but Dallas has so many other issues right now that I really don't think he would have made that big of a difference. But that's just me. But yeah, they're playing good football right now. They beat a good Commanders team. I mean, that win on the road against the Bengals, a divisional opponent, that was good. And then they dismantled the Bills the week before that. So they've been stringing together some good wins. And, let's see, if that continues this week because they play the Buccaneers in Tampa. So then we move on. Excuse me. We move on. Got the Vikings at 2. So I dropped them down a spot. They still beat. The two teams that are left, both teams were on byes this past week. However, looking at their wins last week, I did drop the Vikings lower. Again, they made plays defensively. Andrew Van Ginkel had an interception, the pick 6. The defense is really good, and the offense is good. Aaron Jones did get banged up in the game against the Jets, but like I said, he was seen at practice, so he should be back. Justin Jefferson's playing well this year. They got Addison back, and they could be getting T.J. Hawkinson back soon. So you're going to have this offense at full strength. Sam Darnold's playing really well. He's an MVP candidate. So, right now the Vikings 5-0. And against the Lions at home on Sunday is going to be a true test. And depending on what happens, you could see these teams flip-flop in my rankings. Depending on what happens. So, but I got them at 2. And at number 1, I do have the Chiefs. I thought their win was, wasn't overly impressive because the Saints did hang around in that game. But, I thought Mahomes played well. They ran the ball well with Kareem Hunt. And he's going to be the lead back until they get Isaiah Pacheco back. But also, Juju Smith-Schuster really stepped up in that game. With Rashee Rice going down, who's going to be the guy that steps up in that receiver room? And it was Juju Smith-Schuster. And, when he was with the Chiefs a couple years ago, he was their number 1 receiver. And he was pretty good. So, he's still 27. He's going to make plays for this team. He scored a touchdown in the Falcons game a few weeks ago as well. He knows the offense. So, I think he's going to continue to produce. They're going to see if I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be back. That's another weapon to add into the offense. Travis Kelce has been playing well these last couple weeks, getting more involved in the offense. So you got to like where the Chiefs are at. And defensively, they're playing well. So, Yeah, I mean, maybe they're starting to put it together. And, Xavier Worthy is still a rookie, but, he scored another touchdown. Um, so, we're going to see him making plays still. And we'll see. Maybe the Chiefs add another receiver. Who knows? But I liked what I saw from the Chiefs last week. So I have them at 1 right now. But yeah, just to kind of go through it again. So at 5, I have the Texans, 4 the Lions, 3 the Ravens, 2 the Vikings, and then 1 I have the Chiefs. Let me know what you guys think about these rankings. How would you rank the top teams in the NFL? Let me know in the comments. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to check out all the other shows as well. Give the other shows some love, like I always say. And make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. So yeah, until next time, I'm Kenneth Grunfelder signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.